Okay, hey guys, I wanted to give you a little video of me doing the notes in case it was easier for you to follow. We're going to jump from our Unit 2 into our Unit 4 about circles, so because I think you'll be able to do most of this work without too much difficulty. So let's first take a look at these notes. It says a circle consists of all points in a plane that are a given distance from a given point called the center. So we know that for every circle, we have a given point that's the center. And then additionally, we have an infinitely number of points around the circle. Each point on the outside of the circle to the center, if we connect those segments, those are our radii. We know that the two radiuses that go through the center of the circle, that's called a diameter. So those words should all be familiar, that you've worked with a radius, diameter, circle in the past. The new one might be a segment with endpoints in a circle is called a chord. So looking at this circle here, we can identify that CF or BF or FD, those are all radii. We can identify that BD is a diameter. We can identify that the center of the circle is point F. But one thing that might be new is that the chord of a circle will be AE. So we're going to be working with chords a lot in this unit, so I want to just make sure that that new one is identified there. In addition, under the definition of having two endpoints on the outside of the circle there, every diameter will also apply. So in this picture here, we have AE is a chord and BD is a chord. But more specifically, we know that BD is the diameter. So that's all our work with identifying the circles. So you're going to do some problems that have to do with identifying the center, the radii, the chords, the diameters. The next thing that we're going to do in our section 4.1 notes is working with the circumference of a circle. It says that for a circumference of a circle, we'll use the diameter for d or radius. So there's two formulas listed. You can use circumference equals pi times the diameter, or circumference equals 2 pi r. Either one of those you can use because we should see that they are the same thing. A diameter and two radii are equal to each other. For instance, up here in this picture, if I told you that BD was a length of 10, then when you go to find the circumference, you would just have the diameter would be 10 pi. So 10 pi would be our circumference. Or if we knew that BD was 10, we would know that, say, BF was in fact 5, that our radius was 5. So therefore we could plug that into our formula and have circumference equals 2 times pi times 5. 2 times 5 would be 10. So either of these formulas would give us that the circumference is 10 pi. The next one is area, so make sure you write this in, that the circle formula for area is pi r squared. Down here we have an example, so we're going to use this picture here, this circle here, and find the circumference and the area. So I'll go through this example here. So here's our circle. We're told that we have a radius of 13 centimeters. I called this circle P. So over here, since we're dealing with a radius, we're going to use the formula circumference equals 2 pi r. Plugging in 13 for the radius, we'll do 2 times 13, which is 26, and then multiply it by pi. I'm okay right now if we use 3.14 for pi, or if you have a calculator that has the pi button. I know in the past a lot of my students have used this calculator in class. Obviously you don't have these at home, but you can use the pi button. So either one, if we just type in 26 times 3.14, notice we'll get an approximate 81.64, or if we were to use 26 and then times that by our pi button. I think we need to do 26 and then pi. It'll give us 81.68. So that's how I was getting that answer there, by using the pi button. So I'm okay with either one. So if we do or 81.64. Down below here, we're working with our area formula. So area equals pi r squared. So we have area equals pi times 13 squared. So again, using our calculator or some mental math, we can do 13. We can square that. And then you can either multiply it by 3.14 and get, what did I get? 530.66. Or if you use a pi button, you'll get 530.93. So I will accept either one. Making sure though that when we are doing circumference, we're labeling just with centimeters. And then area, since we're squaring it, we'll have centimeters square. So our labeling will be important there. So those are our notes for our first section here. So identifying the parts of the circle, working with circumference, and working with area.